chaotic, and it has changed my life. I've been a fan of his ever since. I love this collection. Of his most legendary supermodels and more. The four queens of the runway. Fashion, New York Fashion Week is right around the corner. Librarian tonight, and that's because I came to read a bitch. Jaja's Atelier, bitch. Well, hello. Welcome back to Jaja's Atelier. It's your girl. Listen, y'all, I missed y'all. It's been a while, but I have made some major headway in my home renovations, and I've got some other things coming up, so I had to take a little step back for a couple of days. I'm only a couple days late. You know, I do the show once a week now, but I've been like really absent on social media and everything. Listen, when real life is life, and sometimes you got to step back away from the phone and the tablet and the laptop and all of that and social media and handle business. So that's what I was doing. Anyway, also, what else is going on with me? I'm on a diet. You see the skin is skinning, honey. The hair underneath this hair is hairing. I tried that cucumber viral salad with the red onions. Okay, yeah. So and I put my own little spin on it. I did chicken breast. I squeezed actual lemon juice on the chicken breast. I only do cucumbers, green peppers. I cut it myself, then I cut up some pieces of ginger. And they say, tomatoes and red onions in the chicken. Okay, I like a little crouton. I've been eating that all week with papayas and dragon fruits and all kind of oranges and apples. And honey, let me tell you something. Okay. When they tell people that they are really full of that they are full of shit, I see what they mean. Oh, my bowels! Honey, my bowels have been crip walking, okay? Anyway, and I also been prepping for the Met Gala, which is less than 2 weeks away, right around the corner, and I'm really excited about it. And to really get prepped, my cousin actually bought me the book Slaves to Fashion. I've been meaning to show it to you guys, and I'm already halfway through it. I'm going back and forth through it. The book is by Monica L. Miller, Black Dandyism and the Styling of Black Diasporic Identity. If you have not gotten a chance to read this book, a goddamn ladybug. Get off my ring light. Anyway, if you haven't gotten a chance to read this book, or even, if you like to listen to it on Audible, I don't know if it's available there, but you must, as a black lover, a black person who is a lover of fashion, you must get this book. You have to read this book. I already talked about, we were talking about on the last episode or the episode before that, I believe we were talking about how China, has allegedly exposed some of these luxury fashion brands, for overpricing and all of that. And I saw a lot of people defending it, and I made a little funny reel about it, basically saying, now I see a lot of people saying it's not about the label when, honey, it's always been about the label. And I got a little bit of heat for it. But I was specifically talking to the black community. This book right here will dispel all of that shit that y'all talking about defending with some of these brands and their pricing and using it as a weapon. This book will change your perspective on fashion, because it was about, like Andre Leon Talley once said, it has always been about, for us, creating our own luxury because we had to. But I'm about to get back. I'm about to get into that right now. See, I'm going too deep. I'm in too deep. Let me get to it right now. So listen, Vogue has released their May issue, which of course is the Met issue, with 4 separate covers featuring all the co-chairs for this year's Met Gala. A$AP Rocky, which is my favorite cover. A$AP Rocky is my favorite cover, and I'm about to tell you why. A$AP Rocky, Coleman Domingo, Lewis Hamilton, and Louis Vuitton creative director Pharrell Williams. I loved all of the covers. Let's get into the covers first. First of all, everybody on this set was black. Everybody, from the groomers, from everybody was black. I loved it. I loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. La Roche styled the entire thing. I mean, just the vision, the nostalgia in it. I loved it. Had a early 70s, late 60s kind of mod motif for the set. I loved everything about it. It was shot by several different photographers, including the young and very much legendary, even though he's young, Tyler Mitchell. The iconic Ike Ude, who is not only a photographer, but also a portraitist, also an author, and also, I mean, the epitome of a black dandy, which is, you know, what this book and what the Met Gala is themed upon. And also Henry Taylor, who is an amazing painter, and Malik Badi, and I want to make sure I pronounce that right, who is also a huge talent in the game. So huge shout out to them. A$AP Rocky is my favorite because, now, before I get into A$AP Rocky, look at, I'm going to show you all of these pictures back to back. We had Adutta Ketch. We had Tiana Taylor. We had the girl from Grownish, Yara Shahidi. We had everybody's favorite, mulatto man, darling, the mulatto man of the moment, darling, Aaron Pierre. We had, who else was in it? Dapper Dan, who I'm going to get into in a minute. Let me tell you something. Dapper Dan is the epitome. He ushered in modern day dandyism through the late 70s, the 80s, and the 90s and beyond. And at a time when our talents weren't as appreciated as they are now, which I'm going to get into that in a minute as well. At a time when, he was kind of frowned upon for doing some of the things that he was doing. And, he set the tone for 3 of the generations that's around walking right now. Like, we cannot deny Dapper Dan is a king. Okay, when it comes to this fashion stuff, black, not even just black dandyism, it crosses over into hip hop, which crosses over into Asian culture, which crosses over into American culture. Y'all know everybody love us. Come on now, everybody love us. Everybody bite off us. Everybody love us, honey. Come on, clock it. Tiana Taylor, Janelle Monáe was in it as well. So many amazing, black, young, gifted, beautiful people in this issue. So I'm so excited to get mine in the mail. I thought I would have got it by now, but I haven't. So, great things are, you have to be patient for, I guess. I don't know. Now, A$AP Rocky. I want to get to A$AP Rocky. Listen, I'm from Jersey. And I used to spend some of my summers in New York with my cousin who gave me this book. Shout out to Audrey. And I have a love for New York. So and I also have a love for the Harlem Renaissance. He shot, on the corner of Harlem with the Louis Vuitton luggage. I love this picture right here where he shot with the Dalmatians, celebrating it's been 101 years since, the Harlem Renaissance and that era. And so he wanted to, use the Dalmatians as a subliminal reference to the Harlem Renaissance and its longevity. He also paid even more tribute to the Harlem Renaissance by shooting in the former home of one of the greatest black literary authors and poets of all time, Langston Hughes. And he shared the moment with his grandmother, which I thought was so sweet. Listen, A lot of people don't like, a lot of people have their junk to say about ASAP Rocky or whatever, but when it comes to ASAP Rocky, he has definitely, even before being with Rihanna, he has definitely, you know, kicked the door in for a career in fashion all on his own. You know, before Rihanna. So for all them people saying, oh, it's because of Rihanna, honey, he was at the Met Gala long before he was dating a Rihanna. Okay? So we have to give him his props. I loved Coleman Domingo's spread, which was shot by, again, Ike Ude, who I'm a huge fan of as well. The whole thing was just amazing. You know, Vogue also documented, you know, pieces of the shoot. They shot, I believe, in London. They shot here in New York for ASAP Rocky. I think they also shot in Paris, I think. So it was spread out over some days. So Vogue kind of condensed it together in this mini documentary. It was about 25 minutes long. If you haven't gotten a chance to see it, I almost shed a tear while watching it. And I'm going to tell you my favorite part of it. Again, the story of Dapper Dan resonates with me so much, especially now when some of us in the Black community have been blinded by the veil of capitalism to the point where we don't even remember where we came from, a lot of us. And I want you to take a look, and I hope my YouTube doesn't get flagged for this, but I want you guys to take a look at this short clip that I pulled from Vogue, social media, Instagram, blah, 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 about, I'm so excited to really get into this. Ooh, my panties. I want you to take a look at this clip of Dapper Dan, and I want you to listen closely at what he says. Take a look.
I'm from the poorest neighborhood in Harlem. Goodwill's was our Macy's. But when I got dressed, even in clothes that wasn't mine, nobody knew how poor my family was. And that, for me, was the birth of dandyism, because I saw the power of transformation that could take place with your clothes. Instantly, you can become somebody else.
Again, you need to read, a lot of us need to read this book. And I have to send a huge shout out to Monica Miller, because reading this and then hearing what Dapper Dan said in that clip, the way we dressed was never the history of the way we dressed. Yes, it was about self-expression. And yes, in some cases it was, you know, it was to show off, like, yes, we belong here, but not for the reason that it is now. It was a method of safety. It was a method of us being able to get jobs that we wouldn't normally get. It was a method of it was a method of survival also, in my personal opinion. It wasn't, it had nothing to do with competition amongst each other. It was about getting into places where we couldn't before. It was about survival, and it was about self-expression. And it's also our natural juice, our natural zhuzh as Black people, as diasporic people. We have a natural je ne sais quoi. We got the juice. We got the juice. We got the juice naturally. We don't have to study it. We don't always have to look at the European runways for it. It's embedded in us. It has been gifted to us by God. It's natural, baby. And just hearing Dapper Dan speak, and to see Dapper Dan, you know, I've seen him in issues of Vogue before, and I've seen him at fashion shows and things, but I always feel like Dapper Dan never got his just due. in its totality. And I am not saying that to slight anything that he has done, because he is one of my fashion heroes. I am saying it because, we talked about Gucci picking Demna as its creative director, with all of this scandal that he has behind him. And listen, the scandal was years ago. I'm not one for cancel culture unless you do something really, really fucked up. And then that's not cancel culture. That's me canceling you out of my eyesight. I'm not supporting you, and that's my personal choice. But why, after all of these years, there would not be certain ready-to-wears at certain houses if it wasn't for Dapper Dan setting the tone and setting the trend. Let's be clear here. Okay, why not Dapper Dan? Why never Dapper Dan? And again, I always say this when I suggest people, if he wants to. You know what I mean? I mean, honestly, this man sets the tone for the last 3 generations of people walking right now. It's time to, while he's still here, we are blessed to still have him here, walking amongst us, breathing knowledge into the generations behind him still at, I think, 70-something years old. Let's give him his flowers while he's here. So I was really happy to see him all up and through this. Again, La Roche is Luxury Law, La Roche, whatever he goes by. He's got so many different names. The Image Architect is my favorite. The way you put this together, the way I saw all of these, talented Black people come together so humbly. It was just like they were having the time of their lives with this. And I really, when it comes to the Met Gala, let me light a cigarette. When it's about to get deep, I have to light a cigarette, honey. When it gets deep, I have to light a cigarette, honey. When it comes to the Met Gala, I'm so glad that we are finally at the forefront. I felt like Andre Leon Talley was slighted in the past. I felt like there are Black women who have been slighted in the past when it comes to, the fashion industry. And this is no secret. It's no secret. Beth Ann Hardison talks about this all the time. Beth Ann Hardison is another person who needs her just due, who needs her flowers ASAP. Because had it not been for her, a lot of us wouldn't even know. A lot of them people wouldn't even be at the Met Gala, let alone on the runway. So I just feel like when it comes to the Met Gala, it just kind of feels like, okay, we appreciate it. It's long overdue, but it's long overdue. And with all that's going on right now politically, and we see so many people outside of the Black community who have benefited off the Black community now subliminally endorsing certain people who endorse the current administration. It's like, and also with, the current administration going after, corporations who are inclusive, diversely inclusive. Are y'all gonna stand 10 toes down for us when it comes down to it being your turn at getting called out? Have you, because the invitations have already gone out, have you let it be known that to certain people that they need to sit this one out? Because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, a part of me was like, does A$AP Rocky need to lead the charge, y'all, and take the Met Gala down to Harlem? I was talking to my friend Yanita briefly about it. You know, we were gagging over the Vogue documentary about the whole, you know, Met Gala themed issue. And I told her, I said, am I wrong for feeling like this? And she I hope she does. I hope she's not mad at me for saying this. But she was like, no, I feel you. Because what I after reading this, after reading this book, don't play with us. Don't play with us. Don't do it. Don't play with us. Because this book is proof that, and those of us that are knowledgeable already knew that, but to see it like this in print in this book, and then some of the documentaries I've watched that have never seen the light of day on social media, I'm going to talk about them. I'm going to go live later on this weekend and talk about some of them. But because I want to do that separate from here, because we're going to get into some other stuff too. Don't play with us. The way we dress, the way we express ourselves, it was about our safety, our self-expression, our God-given talents to just be flossy. We're just naturally flossy. Naturally. Whereas a lot of the others on the outside have had to study and colonize to then capitalize on it. Do not play with us. If this administration comes after you and says, we don't want to see black models on the runway, you don't need, if they try to do that, Vogue, Anna Wintour, I don't want to see you fold. And that's not to say that the administration might not have already done that. And they're like, you know what, fuck you. They might have already done that. But with Target folding, with Amazon especially, and all of these people folding, can I speak for all of us and say, it kind of feels like we're disposable. And you know, to a certain subset of black folks who champion for, because I'm always going to mix trans and gay rights with black rights because they're forever intertwined. I want you to take notice about how you feel at this current time, because that's how a lot of you make the LGBTQ plus IA community feel. You see how it's tied hand in hand? Hello? I know some people don't like it when I get on that. Why you always got to talk about that gay stuff? Because I'm a tranny. And because whether I was a tranny or a member of the LGBTQ plus community or not, attacking a marginalized group of people is not okay. Because you're only leaving the door open for them to come after you. You know, I want to see the fashion industry stand 10 toes down like Harvard just did. Harvard said, bitch, we've been here longer than the United States. Fuck ya. That's what I want to see. And I believe that the intention of this Met Gala theme is this is the fashion industry, I believe, saying, we see you, we hear you, and we understand, and we're with you. I believe that, and I want to believe that, but I don't want to see anything different. Every aspect of this planet has, outside of the black community, has benefited from us, whether it be the minerals in our continent, in our motherland, and all the benefits that you get from that, our culture, our juice, our swag, everything about us has been pimped out. And you listen, people ain't taking it no more. There is countries in Africa, which I'm going to get into at the end of the show, that's about a part of our last story, who are saying, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. You don't like us? We're shithole countries? Well, get the fuck out. And that's how a lot of people are feeling. Hold on one second. Somebody just pulled up. Girl, somebody just pulled up in my yard, child. Jesus. I think they were lost. Maybe they were turning around. Don't pull up over here, bitch. Don't pull up over here. Don't do that. Anyway, but that's how a lot of us are feeling. That's how I'm feeling anyway. You know? So, that's all I have to say about it. I'm looking forward to the Met Gala. You guys know I'm going to go live and we're going to kiki with some snacks and some, we're going to be watching it all. Hopefully you guys want to join me and watch it live again. We did it last year. I don't think that I'm going to include the TV in the background because the glare, and I have some time to see if I could work that out. See if I could maneuver that and work that out. I'm not very tech savvy, and I'm currently doing this on my own, which is great because, the more I get well versed in doing some of everything, the more checks are going to come when I finally get on. Anyway, so what are we talking about next? Oh, speaking of the Met Gala and its co-chairs, Lewis Hamilton, who is a NASCAR racer, is coming out with his latest capsule collection for Dior, which will be released in stores on July 3rd, according to WWD. Afrofuturism. He says to WWD, felt like the perfect lens to express this collection with. That's how Lewis Hamilton summed up the approach to his latest capsule collection for Dior. Last summer, the Formula One champion traveled to Morocco, Senegal, Mozambique, and Benin, and Madagascar, which he carefully documented on his Instagram, which I've been taking a look at. Let me tell y'all something before I get into this. Lewis Hamilton, you are definitely very handsome, and if you're into the dolls, honey, call me. I'm looking for a husband. Anyway, he said, I heard so many incredible stories that inspire me to imagine the future of Black culture. The way we tell stories through art, science, and philosophy is really special. Seeing these ideas brought to life through color and movement inspired me. So huge congratulations to Lewis Hamilton. He's not real flashy. You don't see him a whole lot. He's not with a whole lot of mess. He does a whole lot of philanthropy work throughout Africa and all of that jazz. And he is, this is what I mean. Let's keep on pushing our narratives through our eyes instead of the eyes of the outsiders. This is what I mean. And yes, he is doing it under the label of Dior, but honey, at least it's through our eyes. It's not appropriation if it comes from us. Take note, other big corporations. So, huge congratulations to him. I can't wait to see some of the pieces. Ooh, that's wig, honey. I never wear it straight back like this, but I thought I'd give you a little, we're talking about diasporic people and being Black, so I thought I would give you a little Nubian goddess today, darling. Anyway, so, hold on. What's the next thing we're talking about? So, we've talked a little fashion. Now let's talk a little mess. Shannon Sharp, you are a dumb nigga. It's no way in fuck. I don't know. I'm sorry. Listen. I've been watching all these, trying to up my craft when it comes to this podcasting, and everybody keeps on saying, be yourself. Say what you would normally say. Shannon Sharp, you are a dumb nigga. So, let's get into it. So, I don't need no notes for this. I'm gonna shoot straight. I'm gonna shoot straight from the hip with this one. Let me put this book down. I'm gonna shoot straight from the hip with this one. So Shannon Sharpe, after getting a $100 million contract with ESPN for his commenting show that he does over there, got sued for sexual harassment or sexual assault, SA, as they tell me to say on YouTube, by a 22-year-old OnlyFans snow bunny by the name of Gabrielle Zuniga. Yes, here she is right here. She has released text messages exchanged between the two. You know, they are race playing, you know, they are doing all kind of kinky things, which, hey, listen, if that's what you want to do, go ahead and do it. Because, listen, I've done some kinky shit in my day. You know, I done told a motherfucker, you know, call me a bitch. Fuck me. Ooh, daddy. You know, I done all of that. I done had my whole phase. And sometimes I'm still in a whole phase. Not here lately. I've been a lady. But, you know, we've all been there. But for you to be a 56 fucking year old Geritol dick ass black man with a $100 million contract and a legacy to protect, this has got to be the dumbest shit I've ever seen out of a celebrity your age. For you to sit up there and get extorted like that. And let me be frank. I like Shannon Sharpe. I really like Shannon Sharpe. I enjoy. My favorite interview he did on Club Shay was that interview with him and Keke Palmer. And he was so appropriate with her. It was like watching an older uncle just sitting there shooting the shit with his niece on the porch, drinking grandma's cold homemade lemonade on the porch down there in Willacoochee, Georgia. He just gives he's just like a big old scoop of macaroni and cheese. You know what I mean? There's comfortability there. But, and y'all not gonna like this, the rumors that swirled around about you. Now, hold on, before I even get into that. Before those rumors started circulating that you were gay, I didn't really ever hear anything about your sex life. You weren't giving off this toxic masculinity. And I want all the men out there to take notice. You know, Minister Louis Farrakhan has this quote where he says, when you see a brother going through something, when you see somebody going through a storm, I think that's what he said. It's not exact. But if you see somebody going through a storm, if you see your brother going through a storm, don't laugh, learn. And a lot of you motherfuckers out here need to learn from this, because this is the quickest 360 karma I done ever seen. And I actually feel bad for him, in a sense. I feel bad for him in the sense that you thought you are so insecure about your manhood, which a lot of you men are, that you had to go out and perpetuate toxic masculinity. All those toxic masculine things that you said after these rumors came out, now they're all coming back to bite your ass. I don't want to date my age. I want to date my wage. I don't mind cracking a bitch. I don't mind cracking a shawty. At 56 fucking years old, you let these other niggas out here chuck you out of your motherfucking legacy with Stephen A. Smith, who is the executive producer of your show, coming out and saying, hey, I ain't got nothing to do with it. Like a real poop-hut bitch. These are the men that you perpetuated this image like, no, I ain't gay, I get pussy. And now look at you. Now look at you. With a 19-year-old bitch from OnlyFans, and now she's saying that you sexually abused her. Let me tell you something. And I am not shaming real sexual assault victims. And if it comes out that he did abuse her, because now the floodgates have opened, since the news broke, another woman done came out and said you done did it. You done tried to pay the other girl off, this little young hoe. And now everybody's looking at you like you crazy. Now you're releasing a statement. Oh, to my family and my fans, I am so embarrassed. Shannon, you are too old for this motherfucking shit. And you've been in the game too motherfucking long to get tricked out by some white, red belly motherfucking snow winch from OnlyFans. Text messages were released. I'm not even going to read them because it's not even important. It's clear as day that this girl was playing you like a motherfucking guitar from the giddy up. Why are you texting her? Why are you going to meet her? And that's how, and listen, I'm going to be honest with you. Now I really do think you a queen. Because if you ain't no real toxic nigga gonna move around like this. Future, we hear a lot of shit about Future. But I'm going to tell you one thing, and I can't stand him and what he represents. But one thing we ain't never heard about him, saying nobody. As many baby mamas as he got, as much as he talk about fucking sucking and ducking, you don't even know how to play the game. Now I do believe you a queen. Hell, I'm a chick with a dick, and I know better than that. Are you fucking kidding me? And to all you men out there that's wiping your hands with it, when you put out that audio, Shannon Sharpe, of you fucking, oh, my Michelle, oh, my Michelle, oh, my Michelle. You were so elated. Those niggas was hyping you up. Yeah, they ain't calling you gay now, And now when the shit hits the fan, where are them niggas at now, Shannon? Where they at now? You've been better off sucking dick and staying quiet. And I don't really think that Shannon Sharpe is gay. If anything, it's all the talking that has switched my mind. When the rumors first came out, I didn't think nothing of it. You trying to prove that you're not has made me believe that you are. Because it ain't no way in fuck you got all this money and all this motherfucking legacy and you running around after a motherfucking red belly snow winch. And I said what the fuck I said and I ain't changing. You black men get caught up with these white bitches every fucking time. You sit up on TV like Stephen A. Smith with his Holland Tunnel hairline motherfucking ass, that poop-hut bitch. You sit up on there and y'all talk about black women like a dog. I ain't seen not now black woman take not now nigga down like these snow bunny bitches do. And I don't give a fuck. If she's a victim, I will come on here and on Instagram and I'll apologize. But until she's guilty until proven innocent in my eyes. And let me talk to you white bitches for a minute. You white bitches have been playing this game for a long motherfucking time now. And yeah, it's the black man's responsibility because he's the one who has no self-discipline on his motherfucking dick and which way he's slinging. But I'm going to tell you white bitches something. We getting real tired of y'all playing this motherfucking game. Get a fucking job. Work as hard as a black woman, bitch. And then come to the table and try to scoop you up a ball player. Do that. Now you sitting up here with Tony Busby, no less. This young bitch ain't even got enough sense to go get Gloria Allred. She ain't got enough sense and she ain't got enough money to go get Gloria Allred. Bitch, you went and got Tony Busby, the ambulance chaser. And Shannon Sharpe, for you to sit up in that video, he did a whole video reading from a motherfucking teleprompter like a dumbass Oh, he's just chasing after me because I'm a black man, just like he did Jay-Z. Well, guess what, Jay-Z? Jay-Z said, bitch, you ain't getting out one red cent out of me, bitch. And if you could prove I raped that bitch, throw me in motherfucking jail. Don't make it a civil suit, make it a criminal suit. All I see you trying to do is cover up your motherfucking pussy. So don't bring Jay-Z into it. Because you actually did fuck this girl. All so you could look good in front of the YNs. Like I told, just hilarious. You is not one of the YNs, girl. You're an old Geritol dick, Willacoochee river fishing nigga with a check and a legacy to protect. The fuck is wrong with you? Are you fucking serious? She telling you, I want you to put a big black baby in me. I want you to choke me. Why did you choke me? You're scaring me. Oh, I want you to abuse me. Don't abuse me. And you fell for that? You got to be a queen. Cause ain't no toxic ass nigga gonna fall for that. And I'm gonna tell you how I know. Because I've been in situations, my ex, when me and my ex first started having sex, he's gonna kill me for saying this because he watches. I like to be a little roughed up. I like to be a little roughed up sometimes. Call me a bitch, spank me. You know, I'm into the kinky stuff sometimes. And the first time I told him, I said, I want you to slap me while I'm doing. And he was like, no, I'm not doing that. He was like, nah. He didn't oblige me until later on in our relationship, maybe like a month or two later. But he was like, no, I'm not doing none of that. And I'm a trainee. You better get the fuck out of here. Now, then he released another statement, I believe Friday, basically saying, you know, oh, I'm stepping away from ESPN. You're not stepping away from a motherfucking thing, Shannon. ESPN is owned by Disney. Them motherfucking red belly in suits told your ass, you need to get the fuck up out of here. What have you done just to prove to a bunch of niggas that sucking dick too that you don't suck dick? You see what toxic masculinity and homophobia gets your ass? I had never really heard Shannon Sharp talk about sex, and you sitting up there with Chad Johnson. Where Chad Johnson at now? Because I ain't heard Chad Johnson say a motherfucking thing. He sure was hyping you up when you had your, oh, Michelle. Oh, my Michelle. Hey, you ain't gay now. What is pussy to you men? Is it like a golden ticket to the boys club? How old are we? I said this on Instagram, and I've said it here 100 times. Fucking a whole pussy don't make you a man. It make you a male. Again, I could take my motherfucking cocker spaniel to the motherfucking dog park, and that bitch will fuck every bitch he see. But you niggas, y'all need to learn how to keep y'all cocker spaniel on the motherfucking porch. Cause it's beyond. How many of you black men have sat and watched O.J. Simpson? How many? I'm not Ray J. How many of them do I have to name? Lamar Odom. Lamar Odom, you bring your black ass up every time that them Kardashian hoes call you. Here you come for them to make a fool out of you once again. And won't give your baby mamas a motherfucking thing. Won't even spend time with your own kids. And you know what? I say that because I saw, and I don't really follow Tia Kemp like that. But honey, Tia Kemp let all of them men have it, honey. From Diddy to 50 Cent to Gilbert Arenas, whose son was just in an accident, who sat up there and tortured his baby mother for years. When I heard that video, and I'm not going to play it here because she said some things that I ain't going to play over here. But when I heard, I was like, yeah, she's right. You offered this 19-year-old young motherfucking red belly snow roach $10 million, and now you want the world to believe that you didn't do anything? And you done already admitted that there's a video out there of you turning her insides into, yeah, that's how you make that black butter. The fuck is wrong with you? A 19-year-old trick? You got to be fucking smoking crack. You got to be smoking dick. Got to be. With all that money you got? Nigga, go on somewhere. Go somewhere. I feel bad for you, but... And then there's another thing, too, about it, too. Like, it's so many variables in this situation. It's not just the denouncing the homosexual rumors like this. It's also, did you really think that because you have money and a little notoriety that these white folks ain't gonna push you out? Like, a lot of y'all black folks, and this coincides with my last subject, a lot of you black folks think that labels and money is an end. Bitch, they still don't like you. And the first chance they get to put you in the trash can and dispose of you, they're going to take it. Which is why you have to walk a fine line when you work for certain corporations in the entertainment industry. In a lot of ways, yes, you are a slave to the industry because you can't do, if they tell you you can't do it, bitch, you cannot. Especially when you are the color, when you are a person of a melanated hue. How many times do we have to go through this shit? Your old 56-year-old Geritol dick gotta pop a honey pack and 2 Viagra and some Molly to motherfucking get it up. Fucking some 19-year-old fresh pussy buzzcut bitch from OnlyFans. Now, all them things that you said is circulating all over the net now. They have set you up to sit you the fuck down. And now look. I hope that you don't lose your spot on ESPN. I really hope that you can move past this. And if you are able to move past this, Shannon Sharpe, go back to the way you used to be. And listen, if you like men, if you are gay, you don't even have to tell nobody. Just keep your fucking mouth shut. If somebody says, oh, he's gay, he likes clapping cheeks, let them say what they want to say. Because you the $100 million nigga. The niggas that's talking about you ain't got that kind of money. So why is you worried about somebody who's not even in your tax bracket? Let me get my chi back. I really hope for the best for him because I enjoy Shannon Sharpe. I really do. I really enjoy his interviews. I've even watched him on ESPN. I've caught ESPN clips on YouTube, and I'm captivated by him because it's just he's got a familiar, friendly spirit to him. But all of this toxic masculinity to prove, because that's what this is about. This is to prove that you're not gay. Nobody really gives a fuck about where you sling your dick. You're 56 fucking years old. I don't give a fuck how much money you got. Y'all love to age shame women. We need to start age shaming some of these men out here. Shannon Sharpe, I like you. I like you. I like what you're doing. It reminds me of the interviews that BET used to do back in the day and like Arsenio Hall and all of them. You give us that nostalgia back. If you can make it through this, don't fuck this up again. Don't fuck this up again. I'm hoping for the best for you. I really am. Anyway. So, listen. there has been a lot of debates online about the girls, the dolls, and the dolls meaning the trans girls who are clocky, and the ones who are real cunt, and the ones who don't mind being clocky, who enjoy being clocky, who want to stray out the boundaries of what femininity looks like from a patriarchal standard. And I came across this video by Jesse James Rose. Again, talking about normalizing trans women operating outside of the typical standard femininity and beauty norms. And I have a lot to say about this because my view on it was, my feeling on it pre-trans and beginning trans and now coming, through it, have changed. So let's take a look.
Sometimes I get messages from other trans girls that are like, hey, I love what you're saying, but I just wish you would put in some effort and like put on some makeup so you don't make the rest of us look bad. And I think that's really fucked up. In a way, I get why it would piss you off, because when you're sitting there putting on a full face of makeup every day so you don't get clocked, so you do pass, and then here's this other tranny yapping at 500,000 people being like, I don't care that I didn't shave today. I'd be like, what gives? And what gives is my fucks. I don't have them anymore. My transition has been about setting myself free, not about finding another set of gender norms to adhere to. Passability is not gonna save us. Devotion to white supremacist beauty standards is not gonna save us. Remember the acceptable gay movement from the AIDS crisis almost through Obergefell about these gays are just normal people and let them into society. They're just like us. At the beginning, it was helpful in opening people's minds, but it ultimately sanitized queerness to the point where folks are still homophobic and they haven't interrogated it. If we can't look at clocky dolls, if we can't look at Bricky girls, if we can't look at girls who haven't shaved and still love them as women, we will never set ourselves free. We won't. If you find yourself adhering to gender norms and subscribing to beauty standards, it's probably worth interrogating. Why? What are you getting out of this? Back to the original point, I'm not making you look bad. I'm just a different kind of girl than you are. And that actually speaks to how much our community has grown and evolved. And I think that's a good thing.
So I had a lot of cigarette on this one. So listen. First, I want to address this young lady because even though she said it in a very friendly way, with no malice in her heart, for my trans dolls out there who are white or non-black, I should say, it's a little different for you because there is a certain level of protection. Even though we are all trans people, there is a certain level of protection that you all get that we as black trans women don't. And I say that with all the love in the world. I really do. But I need you all to realize, because a lot of the times when some of the toxic trannies, toxic white dolls come out and they do something like try to fool a man or come out and say, oh yeah, I didn't tell him. Y'all don't get the backlash. We do. We get it from the straights, the non-black straights, and we get it from the black straights. Heavy on the black straights. And I was talking about it with my sister, and my sister has been walking with me through my trans journey, and she's known me long before I made the decision to be trans. Well, I've always been trans, but long before I decided to make it official. And she was like, well, she said, I don't see anything wrong with what she said. And when I told her, it clicked for her. Like, she's learning along with me. She's been learning along with me, which I love her so much for, and I appreciate her so much for. But it clicked for her. Like I said, it's the same as, white women, Marjorie Taylor Greene can get up there and tell one of her fellow female congressmen, bitch, let's take it outside. But if Jasmine Crockett does that, we don't have the luxury of going out. Like, I'm going to be transparent with y'all. When I go to work, I don't have all of this on because I work in a confined space. There's no customers coming in and out, and it's the same people every day. And a lot of the people that I work with, not all, but some of the people that I work with, they're a little ignorant to trans people and things of that nature. And some of them, they pretend like they're okay with it because I still have my nails and I still have this beautiful face and this beautiful body. But the makeup and the hair and the drag of it all, the illusion of it all, I leave that at home. I don't bring that to work with me. Because it doesn't, for number one, for the type of work I do for my 9 to 5, I don't need all of that. And it's not necessary. But also because it causes too much attention and it's too many questions that I would have to answer, and it's too many and it's too much of that. So I get it from when I'm more towards what they think I should look like, and I get it towards when I in my truest form, which is this. A lot of you white dolls don't get that. No matter what side of the spectrum you on, whether you real cunt or you real Bricky. You know, so, and then also, one of my favorite dolls on the internet, Jaya Bolden, you know, she was talking the other day about, you know, she still has her piece. I still have my piece. And she was talking about having her piece and how some other trans dolls who have had the bottom surgery are like, well, you're not a real tranny unless you know, you're not real fish unless you have this. And she also talked about, and I couldn't find the video to share it with you guys. She also talked about no longer being on hormones. And I'm going to be transparent with you guys again. Like, I've been thinking about, like, not taking them anymore. Because they do have side effects that aren't so pleasant. You know what I mean? And they do, you know, you do have to check your blood sugar. You do have to check, you know, certain things when you're on hormones. Your blood sugar, your blood pressure, you have to make sure you're eating right because, you know, if you eat the wrong thing, it could throw something off. If you, like, I love arugula. I can't eat arugula. Arugula promotes testosterone growth in the body. And that when I eat arugula and I'm on the moans, it's like, ooh, you know, the feeling is not good. You know, so I think that once we get past, if we ever get past this current administration and the transphobia, I think there will be a world where it will be more acceptable to be a little bit more Bricky. Okay? But until that happens, there are those of us dolls who can't go out like that. Even when I'm at work, I have a fresh face. You will never catch me with an unshaven face. Never. I don't even let it get that far. Girl, what are you saying? I get a full body wax, pedicure. And then there's that side of me that comes from the old school where I want to look like Naomi Campbell. I want to give Nia Long. I want to give Danielle Luna. I want to give Grace Jones. I want to give the real fish. I don't want to be out here with a beard and a lace front and, you know, my toes not done and my legs looking like, you know, 2 chimney sweeps. I just don't want to do that. But there are some girls that do. And I think once we get to a place where trans is not this buzzword, this evil buzzword, these evil groups of people that are trying to take the girls' patties, I think then, you know, it won't be such a jarring thing, even amongst us in the doll community. It won't be like, oh, girl, you too bricky for me. I don't want to hang out with you. You're going to get me clocked. You know, it's not going to be so much of that. Anyway, I just thought it was interesting, and huge shout out to the young lady in the video and all my dolls out there. If you're a doll that has facial hair, put your motherfucking ass in the air. If you're a doll that don't want to wear a wig, put your motherfucking ass in the air. If you're a doll that got the bottom surgery, put your new pussy lips in the air. Live and let live. Mwah. Ciao, Bella. On to our last story. and I'm going to make this quick. So I came across this young lady. I don't know what her name is, but I came across this lady. And, you know, with all that's going on with this administration when it comes to snatching people, innocent, legal citizens off the street and sending them to death camps in other countries, she had this to say. Hold on here. Let me pull it up. Take a look at this.
If you don't want immigrants, stop bombing other people's countries. It's that simple. Stop stealing their diamonds, oil, gold, lithium, their natural resources, their wealth that they need in order to build their country's economy and to make it possible for all of the citizens who are born in their country to afford a decent living. Yeah, stop stealing their chance of survival and letting the billionaires in BlackRock get all of their wealth. And you will never have an immigrant problem ever again. But you can't be in support of all the terrorist your country does and them stealing other people's wealth, creating militias to overthrow their governments, destroying their governments, and then you're surprised, I can't believe we have immigrants. I simply can't believe that anybody would come to our country. Why the fuck do you think they're coming here? You went to their place first. You went to their place first. You wrecked it. You stole a whole bunch of shit. All the shit that you claim to have, you stole it from them. And then did you think they were just not gonna fight for their lives? If you don't want immigrants, stop bombing other people's countries. It's that simple. Stop stealing.
While I was, taking my little break, and it was Easter. Oh, I hope you guys had a good Easter, by the way. It was Easter too, so I did decide to take a little time off. When I took a little time off and I focused on my house renovations and brushing up on my skills to do the show and stuff like that and getting ready for the Met Gala, I did not watch one shred of news, like talking about. Because it's that simple, like she said. But you know why it's never going to happen? Because these red belly renegade crackers know that without the Latinos, the Hispanics, the gays, the trans, the Africans, the blacks, the Puerto Ricans, everybody else but them, they would no longer be here. They wouldn't be able to survive. I said it a couple weeks ago. They were on a couple episodes ago. Y'all wouldn't even know how to wash y'all ass if it weren't for black and brown people. Y'all wouldn't have teeth till this day if it weren't for black and brown people. So if you hate black and brown people that much, leave them alone. Give them back everything that you've taken from them and leave us alone. It's that simple. You don't have to snatch us up. You don't have to snatch us up and throw us away and make laws and tell us not to vote and all this. Leave us the fuck alone. But stand on your own two motherfucking feet. Because I'm going to tell you something. This world cannot operate without the help of everybody. And the wild red belly renegade Republicans love to use the Bible. Love to throw the Bible at the Bible. Trans people, Bible. Black premarital sex, kids out of wedlock, Bible. Black people protesting, Bible. Latino people coming over here, Bible. Jesus. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all ain't read that Bible, because if you read that Bible, if y'all read that Bible and really, really, really got into the context of who Jesus was and who and what he came from, you would know that if Jesus was alive today, y'all would have him on the next thing smoking to Venezuela. Jesus was an immigrant. Jesus was from the poor and the ghetto. Jesus preached and vouched and tried to shield the disenfranchised. The very same people that you going after is the same people that Jesus kicked it with in Israel or wherever he was. So please don't pull my Jesus into your mess. Stand on your own two motherfucking feet without our help and see how far that gets you. Y'all, Trump wants Greenland so bad. You and the rest of the renegade red bellies, y'all go tell the Greenland people to come over here and bring their nutrients with them. And all of you red belly, renegade, melatonin magas, take your ass to Greenland and y'all live there on your own recognizance and stand on your own 2 feet and survive on your own. Simple. Y'all from Greenland, y'all come over here and bring all your minerals and your nutrients with you. The nerve of you motherfuckers. Snatching. And I'm praying for Mr. Garcia every day. I'm praying for that young lady who all she did was write a op-ed while she was in college about her support of Gaza and what's going on. And y'all snatched her up off the motherfucking street. Trump's approval rating is lower than his belly hangs over his motherfucking slacks. Your own people are turning against you, bitch. All of this social infighting that we got going on between the rest of us in society, it needs to stop now. It needs to stop right now. We need to get serious. We need to get activated. We need to get serious. We need to get activated. And we need to get this shit right. For all our sakes. Anyway. Ooh, that was a long show today, honey. Ooh. Listen. I miss y'all. I will be back in a few days. I'm not taking a hiatus. I'm going to be on top of things. We have the Met Gala coming up. We have a whole bunch of other shit that we need to talk about. So I will be back in a few days, guys. Ciao. Ooh, that was a hell of an episode. Did I say too much?